Have you ever trusted your gut only to find out you were completely wrong? You felt sure, confident, certain, and yet everything fell apart. Why does that happen? Why do we trust something so unreliable? Today, we're diving into the shocking truth about intuition and why most of the time, it betrays you. Intuition feels powerful, instant, like a superpower inside your head. But what if I told you it's not magic? It's actually a shortcut. And shortcuts are dangerous. You see, your brain loves to take the easiest path. It wants answers fast. And intuition gives you an answer before your logic even shows up. That's why it feels so right. But right doesn't mean correct. Think about it. How many times have you made a snap judgment about someone and got it totally wrong? You knew they were trustworthy, and they weren't. You knew the stock would go up, and it tanked. You knew your plan would work, and it blew up in your face. That's not coincidence. That's your brain being lazy. Your brain is a pattern detector. It looks for familiar signals, matches them to old experiences, and then yells, "Solution found." Except the world is chaotic, unpredictable, full of variables your brain can't possibly account for. So what your gut calls a feeling is often just a recycled memory pretending to be insight. Here's where it gets worse. Intuition is emotional. It's tied to fear, excitement, desire, ego. That gut feeling that's screaming at you, sometimes it's just your brain panicking. Or worse, it's your brain rationalizing what you want to be true, not what actually is. And humans are really bad at spotting that. We're wired to justify, defend, and believe in ourselves, even when evidence screams the opposite. Your brain will create a narrative, stitch it together beautifully, and convince you it's the truth. All in milliseconds, all invisible. Here's a simple example. Imagine two friends argue about a restaurant. One says, "I have a gut feeling this place is amazing." The other checks reviews online. The first person's feeling is wrong more than half the time, but it felt right, and that's all that matters to your brain. You might think intelligence protects you. It doesn't. Smart people fall for gut feelings all the time. Because intelligence doesn't fix cognitive shortcuts, it only makes your argument sound better when your intuition is wrong. So, if intuition is unreliable, why do we trust it so much? Because our ancestors needed it. Back when survival depended on split-second decisions, guessing fast was better than thinking slow. But that was thousands of years ago. The world we live in now, it's not made for gut decisions. And yet, society celebrates intuition. Follow your heart, trust your gut, go with what feels right. It sounds inspirational, but it's terrible advice if you want results. Here's a secret the top performers know. Intuition is a tool, not a guide. And like any tool, you have to use it correctly. The trick isn't ignoring intuition, it's testing it. Question it, challenge it, compare it against evidence. Let me give you a story. There was a trader who relied on intuition. Every morning, he'd look at the charts and feel which stock to buy. He made a lot of money early on. But then, a series of gut-based trades cost him nearly everything. Meanwhile, his colleague used data, patterns, and logic. No feelings, no hunches. Consistent gains. Intuition gave him excitement, but logic gave him results. You might be thinking, "But I feel it. My gut is different." And maybe it is sometimes. But the truth is, your gut is wrong more often than it's right. And the more confident you are in it, the worse it usually performs. Here's a simple test you can try today. Next time you have a gut feeling, write it down. Then write the reasons it could be wrong. Chances are, once you break it apart, you'll see the cracks. Intuition is persuasive, but it's rarely perfect. And this applies to relationships, decisions, career moves, everything. Your gut might scream that person is trustworthy, that opportunity is golden, that your plan is foolproof. Check it. research it, gather facts. Don't let a feeling decide your life. Now, don't get me wrong, there are moments when intuition works, but those moments are usually small, repetitive, and learned over time. It's not a magical force guiding you, it's memory disguised as insight. Experts develop intuition because they've trained their brains on thousands of real experiences. They see patterns, they know the signals, and then, bam, it feels like magic. The rest of us, we're winging it. We mistake luck for skill. We mistake hope for insight, and it costs us big time. So what can you do to protect yourself? Step 1, slow down. Most gut feelings rush you into decisions. Hit pause. Step 2, ask questions. Why do I believe this? What evidence supports it? Step 3, gather data. Numbers, facts, history. Logic doesn't feel flashy, but it works. Think about it like this. Intuition is like a rough sketch. Logic, research, and testing, that's the blueprint. Don't build your life on a sketch. Build it on a plan. Here's a counterintuitive truth. The more you rely on intuition, the less successful you'll be. Not because your gut is evil, because it's incomplete. It's blind to details, exceptions, and hidden traps. And life is full of them.
Here's a challenge. For the next week, track your gut feelings versus reality. How often were you right? How often were you fooled? You might be shocked. Most people overestimate the accuracy of intuition by at least 50%. And remember, your gut loves stories. It will tell you, this feels right, because it's entertaining, dramatic, or comforting. But entertainment is not truth. Drama is not reality. Comfort is not correctness. If you want to succeed, if you want to avoid costly mistakes, you have to master the art of questioning yourself. Don't take feelings at face value. Challenge them, test them, measure them, then decide. And here's the kicker. Once you master this, you'll gain an edge few people ever notice. Most people follow their gut blindly. You'll follow the evidence. Most people stumble. You'll step forward confidently. Let's be honest. In a world obsessed with instant decisions, quick wins, and gut feelings, being skeptical is revolutionary. Being slow, careful, and data-driven is rare. And that rarity is what separates winners from everyone else. So next time your gut screams at you, ask yourself, am I feeling this or am I thinking it? Is this a real insight or a shortcut my brain is taking? Your answer might save you from a huge mistake. And it works in every area: money, relationships, career, health, even daily choices. Your gut will always have an opinion, but opinions aren't facts. Feelings aren't proof. Certainty isn't truth.
The world rewards people who think critically, test assumptions, and refuse to be swayed by invisible instincts. That doesn't mean intuition is useless. It means it's a warning sign, not a roadmap. Treat it as such and you'll make better decisions. So, here's the takeaway. Your intuition is wrong more often than you think. It's fast, emotional, and persuasive, but incomplete. Question it, analyze it, test it, and then decide. Your gut can guide you, but only if you know when to trust it and when to ignore it. And if you do this consistently, you'll notice something amazing. You start winning more often. You avoid unnecessary mistakes. You make decisions with confidence. The chaos of life becomes a little more predictable. Your brain stops tricking you and you start seeing reality clearly. And that's the power of knowing when your intuition is wrong. Not just for big decisions, but for every choice you make. Every time you pause, analyze, and question your gut, you reclaim control. So ask yourself, are you going to keep following feelings blindly, or are you ready to think, test, and win? Because the choice is yours, and now you finally know the truth.